Hi, everybody. So I'm Laura. Welcome to Sewing Up Style, and welcome to this edition of Up All Night Sewing. Now, I did not plan to do an Up All Night video this time. This time I was planning on, in fact, I've worked on all week, sewing up Simplicity 9690. And it was going well. I got the shirt done, and I was ahead of the game because I decided to do something different for the finishing of the hem and the sleeves. So I was like, last night, perfect. I will be able to sew up the pants tonight. I'll do a video on Friday and I'll have it out on Saturday. And I have kind of a busy weekend. We have some company and I just thought everything was working out well until I went to go start the pants. And I had cut the pants out earlier in the week, and it was one of those late night sessions because that's when I sew. I started to try to sew up the pants, and I realized one leg side looked shorter than the other leg side. And I was like, that's weird. And I held it up to my body and I was like, that is not as long as it should be. So I started looking into it, and let me show you. Here's the pants, and you can see this one extends much further than this one did. This one had these pieces. This was attached to the fabric, you know, this was all one piece. This one I had, for some reason, folded it up and left it there. So when I cut out this side, this is the back pieces, I was 4.5 inches shorter than the front pieces. So initially, I had thought I would just go ahead and cut off this side. I would cut off this side, the fronts, and make them even, and then maybe sew them back on and have it be like a design choice or something like that. Well, I started thinking about it and I thought, no, that's not so good. That probably will look bad. So then I was trying to decide, should I just make shorts? I don't want shorts, I want pants. And so I started looking at my fabrics that I have, and hold on a second, I'm going to flip you up. Okay, so this is a really drapey fabric. It's almost like a terry, but I don't think it's a terry. It's a Walmart bundle, and you can see it's just really thin, light, very drapey. And I was afraid if I had a different fabric that I tried to sew on like as a contrast band onto the bottoms of the pant legs, that it would be, you know, if it was a heavier fabric, it would just look weird. So I looked through the fabrics that I have, and lo and behold, I found this. I was so excited because it is the exact same, it's also from Walmart, and it is the exact same kind of fabric. It's got the same backing here. I don't know if this is a cotton terry, but so I was excited, and it even looks good with, I mean, it's like the same kind of shade and color. There's none of this green in here, but it's a nice contrast, right? I think it's a lovely contrast. So then I was like, I'll just make the contrast band, like I'll take that 4.5 inches and I'll make that band be the green. And I thought about it some more and I thought, you know, I'm not sure that would even look good. So what I decided was, there is so much here and I will never wear this as a shirt. And so I decided I am going to make the pants out of this. So now I need to recut out the pants and then sew them up. Since they are 4 pieces, the fronts and the backs, the casing, and then pockets, it's got pockets. Yeah, I know I always say this, it should not take too long. We'll see, but in order to get the video out, I got to do it tonight. I got to do it all tonight. So it is currently 5:22-ish, and I'm going to get started. I'm going to cut this out. I have a phone call with a friend at 6, so I'm going to stop for that, and then I need to eat dinner and take Revan for a walk. Those are the 3 things that will stop me from sewing periodically. But otherwise, I'm going to focus. I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it right. So I will get back with you guys. Hopefully I can get this cut out before my phone call at 6. We'll see. Hi, everybody. Oh, it's moving. Okay. So,
it's 9:15. I ended up cutting out the pattern from 5:22 to about 6:05. And then at 6:00 something, I ate dinner, and then I came back and I did the casing, and then then I ended up talking to my friend, going for a walk with Revan, and when I got back, I showed our house guest the Blake's Red Lights cover. I don't know if those of you that are watching right now have seen it. If you want to, I can put it in the description box because it's really good. But you kind of have to have a knowledge of Stray Kids. So that meant that I needed to show him Red Lights by Stray Kids, and then showed him Blake's cover of Red Lights by Stray Kids. And then, of course, I'll Be Your Man just popped up, so I had to show him that one too, because it's one of the best. So now I'm ready to sew the pants. This first step is, if you want to, you can put a pin tuck in the front. I do not want to do that, so I'm going to make this version over here. So it starts with the pocket, so that's what I'm going to do next.
Okay, so we have pockets. Pocketses, as Gollum says from Lord of the Rings. There they are. So the next step, I've got another pant leg over there. The next step is to sew this inner seam, the inside seam, and then to stick them right sides together, sew the crotch. So that's what I'm going to do next. It is 12 o'clock. I'm going to go make some coffee. I don't think I'm going to be past 2 though, so it'll be a normal night for me. We'll see. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. These look gigantic. They look huge. They're a size 18, and I'm hoping that, with the casing on, that it'll, with the elastic, it'll just kind of pull everything in. And baggy is in right now, so hopefully they just look big. They're supposed to be a 44-inch hips, and that's only 4 inches larger than my hips are. I think so. So it's not unreasonable. It's just that without the waistband, they look gigantic. So I'm going to try these on and check the crotch, really, I think is more important than the size of the top, and just make sure that it fits properly, and then put on the casing, and then put in the elastic, and then I think it's hem them, and then they're done. So it is 12:34 right now. Okay, it is 3:30, and I got done at about 15 minutes ago. This is the shirt that I made earlier in the week, and for some reason this slit doesn't fall open as nicely as this slit, and I have no idea why, because they're the same width and they're the same. So anyway, so before I give you the full reveal of the pants and the shirt together, this is Simplicity 9690. I made the shirt view A, and I made the pants view C. And I made some modifications to the shirt. I added a neckband because they have you use a bias tape, and I didn't have any knit bias tape, and I did not want to just do like a rolled neckline. I have learned
from the dress I did a few weeks ago that that is bad. So I made a neckband and put that on. I cropped it because this is supposed to be much longer, but I cropped it so that it's about hip height. It's a little longer because I changed the finish on it. Um, I was going to hem the sleeves and hem the bottom about an inch, but I was I had gotten I had put it on to just kind of see how the shoulders were working, if they were working, and I liked the surged edges, and I liked the length where it ended, and so I consulted my style and design um, editors, and thank you, Lynn and Michelle, and they thought it looked okay too, and so I went with it. If the serging starts to unravel or anything like that, I'll just put a hem in, and it's no big deal. What else did I change on here? It is an 18 and I needed to make a 16, and I was really afraid it would be really oversized if I kept it the way it is. So because it has a center front seam and a center back seam, I took an inch out of each side. So altogether, I took 4 inches out of the body, the bodice part, and I really like the way it turned out. So it's supposed to be, I can't remember the garments, and it's too dark in here. I can't read it. But it took about 4 inches out, and I really like where it is now. Also, with the sleeves, I shortened those up a little bit. The width, I shortened the width, and on the bottom, I just did I serged a quarter of an inch. I just basically serged along the edge, and on the top, I took out some, I can't remember, but I made the sleeves thinner so the ends would not be, super oversized. And I really like the way this shirt turned out, even though it's not, I think maybe it's my shoulders. I've said that before. I think my shoulders are off. Um, I think that's all I did with this shirt. I had the packet that runs 18 to 22, 26. And so I didn't realize it until I started to cut it out, and I'd already started to cut it out. And I thought, well, I'll just try to adjust for a smaller size. And I think it worked out well. The pants, the only thing I changed on the pants was I cut them shorter. I was going to do a smaller, like a larger seam, and I decided just to make the 18s as they were. I think they turned out fine. It's a 44-inch hips, and it just really it falls nicely. I think if it was a thicker fabric or a more sturdy fabric, that probably would not be the case. This shirt is not supposed to be made out of knit. I did not realize that either until I was cutting it out. And so the fact that it turned out as nice as it did, I'm really surprised. Um, both fabrics came from a Walmart fashion bundle. I'm going to make up the pants that match this shirt. I'll just make them shorter, so maybe like below my calf length, and I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe high waters would be fine. Or I guess if I'm only going to wear them around my home, I can go ahead and put the band back on, or maybe even use the green band. Anyway, I am going to finish them. I will so I'll have 2 pairs, and I really do like these pants. So that is Simplicity 9690. I would say it's a big win. Definitely would recommend this to anybody. Very beginner friendly, very beginner friendly. And again, you have a nice stylish shirt. Oh, let me show you the reveal. Okay, I guess that's it. What do you think? Was it a decent save? Do you like the green pants with the shirt, or do you think a matching set would be cuter? Um, have you made up Simplicity 9690? And if you have, which versions? I'm curious to know how especially the short flutter sleeve one. I might want to make that one next. So thank you so much for coming and watching. Thank you to everybody who's a new subscriber, and thank you to you old subscribers for hanging around for so long. Sunday is my live stream, so if you want to get together and work on a project while I talk about all kinds of interesting and some people might think strange things, come on over. It's at 11 Central Standard Time, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Otherwise, I'll just see you next week. I don't have any plans. I think I'm going to use more of this knit fabric that I got. I've got another really pretty tie-dye, and then I know what I want to use that pink fabric for. I'm just not sure if I'm ready to tackle it yet. We'll have to decide. Anyway, thank you so much. You guys have a great week, and I will see you later. Bye.